Hey guys, this is Buck. This is my personal 2020 Rubicon. Just recently got the bike. Wanted to do an initial kind of some of the differences between the previous model to the new model, along with some of the initial driving impressions. To give you a little bit of history, I had a 16 Rubicon. It was IRS, foot shift, very similar to this bike. Put about 5,000 miles on the bike, played in the mud, did a bunch of trail riding. Bike was phenomenal, other than a couple little wear and tear items. Really never had any issues, could never cuss the bike. So if this one is as good as the green one, I'll be absolutely happy again. That was part of the reason I actually went ahead and decided to trade, was just I do a lot of riding, extended trail riding. So if I'm 60 miles from camp and part A or B breaks and it's not a trail fixable item or whatever, that does have me a little bit more nervous than if I was just around the local farm. I just kept driving and driving the bike. Me personally, I like keeping something a little bit newer, up to date if I do extended trail riding, that sort of thing. That was one of my big motivating factors for the 2020, plus the updates I was super excited about as well. So first thing that's noticeable is difference in the grill. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it's a pretty good looking grill myself, so didn't really have any issues there. Seems like it's a little bit more exposed if you're trying to get to your winch and stuff like that, so hopefully it does good as far as airflow, that sort of thing. There's a difference in the bumper. You notice this black metal section here. The old one was just a tube design, kind of like what's behind us here. I think Honda calls this a heavy duty bumper or something, but this is actually metal overlay. It's not solid. So that being said, it would still probably help in certain scenarios. I'm going to use it probably tomorrow. Hopefully it works out great for a mounting point for the new light bar. I'm going to use a point here and here, and I'm going to mount a light bar instead of where I had it previously before, from here to here. And one of the big reasons I don't want to use the previous location is because of this new storage box. It's supposed to be all weather. It's got a decent amount of size to it. It'd be perfect for the average things that you're concerned with as far as riding a four-wheeler. Cell phone, wallet, keys, that old song. That would work perfect fitting in there. Keep it nice and dry. This is your typical exposure to the radiator here. The rack is a new design. Front and back, it's the Pro Connect system. That's what these squares are for. Honda has a tray design. They have a box front and back. I actually have the rear box. I've already done a review on it. Stickers are a different location. I have one that was here that is now here, which I've already drilled through to put the access for the winch remote. As far as underneath, as far as suspension stuff, best I can tell, it looks to be the same. This plastic here is up a little bit higher. It's designed so if you get rocks, pieces of wood, that sort of thing, you're not as likely to have a stick rip through the boot, even though underneath is still exposed, at least on this model anyway. Skid plates are still plastic. Got the reflectors front and back. You can unbolt them, so people might want to cut off the extra for the metal. Either way, I'm going to leave them on. They will probably be a nice reflective item if you're sitting parked, hanging out. Somebody comes up, that's something extra to let somebody know that you're there. So enjoy the extra bit of safety. As far as the miles on the bike, got 27 miles. I did the Honda suggests 15 miles for the first break-in, so I waited past that to do one wide open pull to kind of show what the bike had. That's a Badland winch controller there, so that's not a factory part of the Honda. Also, if you're wondering about the reverse, if you get the new DCT, it's got the updated reverse lever. If you got the manual, it's the same design that you've been used to for a while now. Four-wheel drive diff lock is normal for the newer Rubicons anyway. IRS handles and acts the same. You can see the difference in reflectors here. The Pro Connect box So since my initial review, I've already lost one of the halves here that you can see on this one. Hopefully that was a fluke, or if they're common to break, that they're fairly cheap, or somebody comes out with a update. Because I actually haven't put any weight in this box yet. I've been riding around with it just out of curiosity. But so far, no real weight. I haven't put no fully loaded gear in this box, and that's what caused it to break. Just normal trail riding. Haven't been super aggressive or anything like that. Normal IRS from the previous gen, they feel very similar. Not really much difference there. The tires are still the Maxxis 25-inch. Same setup that the previous model had, so no surprises there. As far as driving impressions, this bike has 43 more cc than the 19 model or the 2015 to 19 model Rubicon. So what does that get you? If you're driving it, you're going to notice it has a decent more amount of torque, both bottom end to mid range. Once I got in the top-ish RPM band, me personally never noticed any difference. I could tell the bike was quicker. It liked to grab a gear sooner. If I'm just trail riding in the same section I had before, a lot of times I would be a gear higher than I was before, and the motor wouldn't bog. It would pep right along, so I actually enjoyed that. Also, with my fiance, I took her for a ride on the bike, and fairly straight section, went on through the gears, and she noticed the difference. Which again, with torque, anytime you have a difference in weight, so I'm not a heavy person, neither is she, but you go from me being around 160 some pounds to 100 some more pounds behind you, that's the difference weight wise on a bike. Torque wise, it'll get it up to speed a good bit quicker, just like a diesel versus a gas, that sort of thing. So if you're using this bike to haul hunting gear, towing trailers around the farm and stuff, you will absolutely enjoy the more torque. You're running bigger tires, I will say you'll enjoy it. Or just playing around. Like, as far as I've had quite a few Hondas, top speed on this bike, just like 16s, around 50 miles an hour. It could use a sixth gear. I'd be happy if Honda did that. I've had other Hondas that are faster, or rode on other Hondas that are faster. But as far as a four-wheel drive Honda, this is the sportiest, funnest bike I have drove. Not to argue that the sports quads I've been on, yes, they're absolutely quicker bikes. They're faster straight line, power to weight ratio, that sort of thing. But as far as the Honda lineup goes, four-wheel drive, especially with IRS, just a sporty, fun bike, this is it. It's not the fastest top end if you're just going to be on the road running wide open, but it's been a fun bike. So overall, wouldn't suggest, if you're get the previous gen Rubicon, that you necessarily just go ahead and jump on the bandwagon and upgrade the new one. But if I was a new purchaser and I was between a 19 and a 2020, and I had a $500, $800 difference between the two, absolutely, without a doubt, having both of them, I would go ahead and get the 2020 for the difference. Hope this helps somebody. If anybody has any questions, anything I can add in that I failed to mention during this video, please let me know. I'll be glad to do so. Again, this is Buck. Hope y'all have a good one.